The previous tutorial showed how to join bsn.cloud either as a control cloud or content cloud subscriber. By default, players that are connected to the control cloud are set up to receive content updates over a local area network, and players that are connected to the content cloud are set up to receive content updates via bsn.cloud. This tutorial teaches how to change from the default publishing method to another method. In this example, we'll be switching the device type of the player to simple file networking. First, power down the player and wipe its SD card. Next, set up a folder on a web server where your BrightSign players can retrieve the new content and then copy the URL. The web server needs to be MIME type configured. In this example, I'm connecting to the web server via FTP. In the desktop client of BrightAuthor Connected, click on New Device Setup. Name the package and device, and then add a brief description. You can choose the player's time zone and screen color. It's good to set this color to something other than black so that you can see when a player is outputting a video signal. Select Simple File Networking as the device type. Now enter the URL of the web folder and select the frequency that you would like the players to check for content. Optionally, you can add a username and password for added security, but you'll need to password protect the folder separately on the web server too. If you check the Enable Basic Authentication box, the player will send the username and password as plain text data. This option makes the player compatible with certain server authentication systems, but also makes intercepted packets easier to read. When you're all set, add the setup files to the library so you can apply them to the player from the Device Provisioning UI. Now from the admin page, select Device Provisioning. Select the player from the list that you would like to update with new setup files, then press Apply Setup. Select the setup files that you saved to your library, and then press the Apply Setup button. Next, factory reset your player. To do this, first, power down the player, then press and hold the Service and Reset buttons at the same time and reapply power. You can release the buttons when you see the flashing error light. With the player reset and a blank exFAT or FAT32 formatted microSD card inserted, the new setup will be applied to the player. Make sure your display is powered and that your player is connected to the screen over HDMI. Also, make sure your player is connected to a network. Once the player boots, you will see the welcome screen to let you know that the simple file networking setup is complete. For this example, you will need to create a folder on your desktop with the same name as the web server folder you created earlier. When you publish a presentation, you will temporarily store it in this folder on your local system. Now from the desktop client of BrightAuthor Connected, navigate to the Schedule tab and select the folder where you would like to save your presentation. Then the final step is to upload the folder containing the published presentation to the web server via FTP. Be sure to force binary mode to ensure the files are not altered during transfer. To switch players between any of the 4 publishing methods, you can repeat this same procedure. If you're a Control Cloud only subscriber, you won't see an option to create setup files for your bsn.cloud devices until you switch to a Content Cloud subscription. Thanks for watching this tutorial on changing device types.